This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of bringing a friend of mine for a short 25 years to his first Halo Talks, coming in from the DC area in a tank top as requested. Marc Rothschild, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Pete, how are you, man?
Good. So Marc and I go back to early stages of the health club industry in Rock Creek and downtown DC and all parts of New York where there was a lot of growth, but people didn't know about it yet in parts of Brooklyn and through an old school exec, Mark Tasher. So shout out to Marc for introducing us originally. Marc, talk about how you started off in the industry, what kept you in the industry, and how excited you've been for this next evolution for yourself.
Let's see.
Loaded.
To start, I said, thanks for the intro. Always good to see you, Pete.
You too.
You've been an important part of my life for most of my life, and I really appreciate that connection.
Likewise.
Let's see. I started in 1995. I opened my first gym with a partner of my uncle, Paul London, who's been in the industry since the late 70s. He was opening a club with someone, knew I had the entrepreneurial spirit, and asked if I wanted to get involved, which I did. Opened that club and ran it for a little while, learned about sales and marketing and how to operate a business, and then got involved with an acquisition of a club downtown, and then met Tasher, and we started Sports and Fitness Ventures, owning and operating and acquiring a bunch of different clubs over the course of 8 or 9 years, and then sold the company. And during that time, I learned how to manage facilities and manage people, get clubs built, improve profitability. And one of the clubs that I opened during that time is Rock Creek Sports Club, which has been around for 25 years. It's doing exceptionally well. It performs better than some of the bigger clubs out there. And more recently, I've learned that I've always been able to help people indirectly. I provide space for people to work out in. And then more recently, I just realized that I think I had something where I could offer some of what I've learned to other people, whether it's directly through fitness, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I just changed. And last year I went on a retreat to Costa Rica. And I had one of the best experiences of my life. It was hard for me to go. I don't like travel. I went on my own. I don't like traveling on my own. I don't like meeting new people. And apparently I found out I do. I like traveling on my own. I like to meet new people. I like to try different things. I wasn't a yoga person. I woke up in the morning and I was uncomfortable because it's really hot and you sweat. I just had this amazing growth experience, which you and I can talk about personally. But it was an opportunity for me to learn how to disconnect and realize that there's a lot of anxiety and things are going on in the world right now. And you don't have to live in that. People don't have to live in that space. And what I'm looking to do is, and it's not always going to happen, is just provide a space for people to get away, disconnect from the anxiety. If they can do that, the other stuff will come.
You used the word, and it's one of the things I had written down here. When did the word experiences replace trip, vacation, travel, resort, getaway? I feel like we've all kind of embraced this word experience and having experiences. I want to pay for experiences over material things. How do you kind of define what your experiences are and what the experiences you want to give to other people that make them memorable or change them?
I think it's having a professional. If you plan a vacation for yourself, you're going to go to a Caribbean island and you're going to check out the beaches and do all the touristy things. What's different here, the experience is having something that's, I don't like to use the word curated, but mindfully put together, where every part of the day, it's not planned, but the parts that are thoughtfully done. So when you go there, you're going to get the experience you're looking for, where you disconnect and you connect with nature, and you learn how to breathe properly, and you learn tools like meditation and chant and how powerful they can be. And you learn that it's not all scary. You can participate in these things if you want to, but that's the experience, connecting with people, eating healthful foods and sweating out deep toxins. That's the experience most people won't get on their own. So I have a connection through Becky, who facilitated the retreat last year at this place in the jungle. And you're in the trees, and there are howler monkeys in the morning waking you up, and there's never silence because they're crickets. And it's just, I don't know, it's a magical experience. Maybe I haven't traveled enough, but being on the Caribbean coast in the jungle and is an experience in itself. I think we're able to make it a little more special by giving people what I don't think they know they need it, but I know they need it.
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, how do you kind of toggle between, hey, maybe I'll go get a job at a company that does these kind of retreats and creates these type of opportunities and be a part of that versus, hey, I'm going to go out on my own and I'm going to do this. Because a lot of people that listen to this podcast are not looking for a job. They're looking for a lifestyle, and they're looking to basically create their own path. So you and I have been friends for 25 years. You've always been on the entrepreneurial tilt. You got your own band. You do your own thing. You wear a tank top to my podcast. It's kind of running your show. You're running your own show, basically, in life. So how do you think about, or do you even think about like, hey, I'm going to go work for somebody else, or like, hey, like I'm in a place right now where I know what people want because I've been in a health club. I've talked to thousands of people. I've had my own experiences. Like, why don't I just do this on my own? I want to kind of go there for a second.
Yeah, I just say I feel like I'm the guinea pig. I'm sorry for wearing the tank top, just what I wear.
I'm just kidding. I love it.
You know what I mean? I kind of want to I'm the guinea pig. I've been through a lot of life's hardships. I can list them all. Some people tell me stories and I'm like, yeah, give me more. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I've been through all the hardships.
You and I both.
Now I am where I am today. And where I am today is a result of all the experience up until today. And the last 2 years of my life where I focused more on my fitness and mental health, I feel better. And I now have kindness and compassion and patience and all these things for myself that I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm. And
now I can show it to other people. And, I came back from the retreat and I decided I wanted to do it. I said, I figured I'm going to start a website. I've got a connection to do that. I can't work for other people. I'm in my 50s. Mm-hmm. And I've been working for Tashi. It was me and him, and we've made a lot of decisions together. I can't go work for a larger company where someone's going to be on me all the time.
Mm-hmm. So, when you talk about life experiences, and I've been through my fair share as well, as you know, and you and I connected, and I appreciate you contacting me. Actually, 90 days ago, bro, is when you contacted me and said, hey, man, the old PD Mo needs to come back because there's something going on. And I was in a place where, I wasn't forgiving myself for certain things, and I felt like I was in a hole psychologically with some of these deals, and I was trying to medicate around that. And I'm on day 90 right now, and I'm actually on 600th Soul Cycle is going to happen tonight, and I'm very clear. I was trying to take edibles to go to sleep, and then I was getting up in the middle of the night and ordering Gracie's Diner, and eating, and couldn't care if it was a Ben and Jerry's, milk and cookies, or a bag of dots that had eight serving sizes, or staying up really late. And I'm not doing that shit anymore. And I kind of learned to hey, forgive yourself, and then let's move on from here. And there's not a weight that you're carrying around except around your own neck that you placed on your own neck, and nobody else actually gives a shit about what happened in the past. Move forward and be the best version of yourself. And that's when, you were one of the trigger points to make sure that happens. So, and it's going really well. So from a standpoint of how you've been able to kind of reframe who you are and why people should gravitate towards you, what are some of the things that you would say hey, come on this retreat with me and this is what it's going to do for you, or this is what it's done for other people. Besides just like disconnect, reconnect with nature, but like dig a layer deeper.
My experience obviously was personal. The short story is when I got there, I was in a lot of physical pain as a result of having gone there. Something happened the first day I got there, and it affected the first 5 days of my 7-day trip, where my feet were completely raw. I'd open blisters and things and sores on my feet, and I had to do yoga for an hour and a half on my feet, and I had to do animal flow, this other wonderful class the guy John Weeks does. By the way, a little plug for him. And I continued to do it, and it was challenging for me the entire time. I was in pain, like holes in the bottom of my feet, stepping on them all. I've been in pain the entire time. And I managed to get through it. I managed to still have fun the entire time that I was there, and the pain was not enough to keep me away from doing that. And I got into the ocean for the first time because I couldn't get in before that because there was such excruciating pain from the salt. I got in the water and I cried because there was no pain. And I had a simple experience of like getting in the ocean and appreciating being in the ocean, without having that same pain. And then the rest of the trip was fine. I learned that like I can be in pain, I can still have fun, and I can still be a positive influence on people.
For people that have, worked really hard, burned the candle at both ends, lived a certain lifestyle that like George Carlin, if one of his quotes was like, I want to live and I want to like slide into my grave, like weathered and busted up because I'm gonna take this thing to like the tilt, and then I'm gonna go in there. Are you surprised, as I am, how if you do take care of your body, you take care of your mind, it's actually going to repair itself in a relatively short period of time?
Yes. I did so much damage to my body over the years, and I've been focusing slowly on getting back. I'll be 53. I'm in the best shape of my life. It's not an ego thing. I'm just saying I eat healthful whole foods for all of my meals. I exercise regularly. I do yoga. I do Tabata, and you can change your body. My cholesterol has gone down naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And now that I've had a physical change since the last retreat, I've lost 20 pounds of just fat from eating healthfully. And I think I have the ability now because I feel like I exude the joy that I experienced there. I do have a lot of kindness and compassion for people to a certain extent, unless they're yelling and screaming at me, and then I can point it out and be kind when I do it. That conveys in how I treat people. The energy around me, I believe that there is energy. And I've been able to make changes in a short period of time. So in my other classes that I teach, people keep coming back. More people come back to those classes, Tabata or strength or the yoga classes that I'm teaching, because they see the change that I've made in a short period of time. And I know that because they point it out. People are now asking me. And I feel like that's my new charge. It's like, now I'm going to help people.
So let's talk about the retreat that you're planning for September. What types of people are you expecting to be on there? How big of a cohort are you willing to take on this trip? And let's do a little infomercial for our audience here of people that should consider coming on it.
Well, and it's a small group. Right now, we've got 7 people. We've got room for like 4 or 5 more. It's not a luxurious vacation. Like, there's no air conditioning. You'll get your sheets changed every day. You're going to have fresh towels, but you're going to stay in a bungalow with somebody else who you know or you don't know. Or you can pay for an upgrade to be in the space. That's part of the growth experience. Everyone wants to be comfortable. You don't grow when you're comfortable. you have to challenge yourself and do different things. So you're going to get there. It's going to be a little hot, but you acclimate in a day. Here, can I give you what a day sounds like?
Yeah, please. That's what I
Okay. So wake up probably to the howler monkeys whenever they wake up the jungle. And then you can get up, you take your time, have a little fresh fruit. Maybe we'll have some Costa Rican coffee, extra strong for the Americans. They like to do that. And then we'll take a walk to the beach. We'll catch some morning sun, meditate for a little bit. We'll take you through some guided meditation to help set, intentions for the day, calm your nervous system. Then we'll head back. It's a 5-minute walk. We'll head back and we'll do yoga for an hour, maybe some more meditation. Then go have a wholesome, healthful breakfast, whatever they decide, breakfast every morning. And then when that's completed, got a few hours to explore the beach, rent bikes, go on an excursion. Lunch is at 1:30, and then more free time in the afternoon. Sometimes in the afternoon, we'll have a bike ride planned to go. We're close to Panama or to special beaches. We'll attend cacao ceremonies, learn about the cacao trees. Everything's optional. We visit a local tribe. They take us on their land, and they pull fruits from the trees. You get to sample things. You crush sugar cane and make chocolate. You enter a hut and get blessed by a shaman who communicates with nature only and humans when they come into his place. I don't know. And you don't have to do any of that stuff. You can just go and you can sit on the beach and sip cocktails if you want and go surf because there are great surfing beaches around there too. Get away, disconnect, forget about all this stuff, disengage, calm your mind and calm your body, and then learn tools while you're there that you can bring back here and employ some of them. The tools that I've learned over the last year in my yoga training that have literally changed my brain and my life.
And from a standpoint of first off, how many days and what city is it in Costa Rica?
It's 7 days. It's Sunday to Sunday. Oh, you mean the details? It's Sunday to Sunday. It's in Puerto Viejo. It's on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. It's an hour south of Limon. You fly into San Jose. We get a shuttle bus from there to the coast. It's like 4 hours, but we stop for food. Once you're there, there's restaurants and stuff. It's $2,400, includes lodging and all of your meals. We're going to go out Thursday night. Name of the place I forget, but sponsored by the Halo Advisors and my buddy Pete Moore. We're going to go out to a lovely dinner. Thank you, Pete, for that.
Of course. So let's talk about a couple modalities that are kind of prevalent. Switching gears, back to the fitness industry because you've seen everything over the last 25 years, and I still do cycling a lot. I do TRX. What are some of the things that have impacted you, maybe more than just like the physical side of it? So obviously yoga. Can you talk about like, do you do hot yoga? Do you do regular yoga? Do you do some kind of special? Is there anything else that you're doing right now that you're seeing, like, results that are magnified, that, and any of the new modalities that are interesting?
I only know what's in my little world.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of the new stuff that's out there because a lot of it's flash in the pan. Even something like spinning that was around for so long is kind of losing its appeal, it seems to me. Well, what I do is I've incorporated yoga. I do 3 hours of yoga a week. I religiously do 2 days of Tabata, high intensity interval training. I have a class called Blast, 6 rounds, 4 different exercises using Bulgarian bags and dumbbells and gliders and balls and body weight stuff. I strength train 4 days a week. I play pickleball a day or two a week for a few hours. Now I'm riding my bike again. I walk in nature.
With a helmet.
Of course. Fully geared up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So my focus now is obviously my family, but my physical and emotional well-being, I realize how important it is to my job and showing up in my job and showing up in my family when I need to be there. I can't do that when I'm not healthful, when I'm shoving bad food in my body, when I'm doing drugs, when I'm drinking. I can't be there.
Yep. Agreed.
This is what's important.
So, and then from a standpoint to kind of close the loop on the workout side, everyone's talking about workout recovery and doing a cold plunge and doing infrared sauna. We're invested in higher dose, and they got some great
Yeah.
products. What I've struggled with, and I've said this directly to a lot of people that are in the recovery space, is if I'm doing 3 hours of yoga and I'm doing 2 days of Tabata and I'm doing pickleball and I'm doing 4 days straight training, could you prescribe me what recovery modality I should do, in what order, in what day, and what is first and what is second, and what is possibly going to negate something? Like if I do an infrared sauna and then I do yoga and then I do a cold plunge, should I have done the cold plunge before yoga or after, or does it not matter? Or like, is there anyone, or have you gotten to the point where you can like figure out with your body, like how this shit actually is supposed to like get into my routine yet? Because I feel like no one's figured that out yet.
I don't think anybody knows, and you just do what's right. I don't do cold plunges. I do saunas because I really like them. I understand the benefits of a cold plunge, but I'm kind of a wuss.
Yeah, I'm not a cold
I
plunge.
got to admit, it's like I'll put myself in other uncomfortable situations physically.
Right.
Keep the cold stuff for other people.
Yeah.
I just do what works for my body. You know what I mean? If I ride 40 miles on a Sunday, I'm not going to go strength train my legs on Monday. I'm probably going to sit in the sauna and I'll probably do a yoga class for 45 minutes. And that's my recovery. The yoga is my recovery from the bike ride. That's my stretching. So it's physically active. I'm burning calories, but I'm also getting the benefits of the stretching from the yoga.
Mm-hmm. And then to kind of close the loop here, let's say you replicated you by 1,000, okay, and you had 1,000 people doing basically your workout routine. Is there a health club that is accommodating everything that you want to do? Is there? I've been telling some of my health club operators as an example, hey, look, you don't have a pickleball court, but you've got people that play pickleball, and there's plenty of free pickleball courts around here. So why don't you create a pickleball team, okay, and have somebody as like the head of the team at your club, and let them kind of run the pickleball for you, just like in a universities like 700, student-led organizations, like create member-led organizations.
Right.
And that becomes your ability to say to people, hey, I don't have a pickleball court, but I got a pickleball recovery program. I got a pickleball strength program. I got Marc Rothschild, who runs pickleball. I'll introduce you to him right now. He's over here. How do you think the clubs can kind of continue to capture and retain you? And are you seeing that happening, or are you kind of like, diluting? Or are you moving away from the club? Are you moving towards the club? Are you neutral? Where are you as an evangelist of always being in the health club and always feeling the good energy of being in a health club as an employee and a member?
Yeah.
Where are you? And like, can you bring it in, or is it going out?
It's going. I feel like people should do what they're really good at and specialize in. So I play pickleball, but I could run that business. I don't want to run that business.
Right.
So we can do programming for it if the reward is worth the effort. Find a lot of programming that you do takes a ton of effort, and you may not make that much money on it. So what I've done is I'm moving away from the things that I don't know. People may want it, but they can get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I run a gym. Come and do all the things. We have 60 classes on the schedule. Do that stuff. Lift weights, get a personal trainer, do some Pilates. If you want pickleball, go somewhere else.
Right.
If you want to get stronger, you want to move better laterally, hire one of our personal trainers. That'll happen.
Yeah. That's good. And are you seeing an influx since COVID of what's the demos like in your club, and how has that changed?
Well, let's see. We lost a good portion of our members when it first happened. And then in the slow growth back, which we're back to where we were before, by the way, last month.
Oh, wow.
But we're doing just saying like 45% better in personal training with the same number of members.
Wow.
But what I found was during COVID, a lot of the people coming into the gym were younger. Our market's a little bit older based on where we live and the homes surrounding us, but
right.
Started getting younger. So our usage went up, even though our membership was down by like 1,000 people. So we expanded during COVID. And like I said, personal training has increased. People are still joining the club, and our dropout rates are like well below industry standards, well below 2% a month. And have been. So
that's big. That's really big on the retention.
It's huge. Yeah. People we've created the difference between, we're not a gym. That's the difference. We're a community of like-minded people that want to support each other. And if you're not that type of person, then they're not a member for that long because they don't fit in.
Yeah.
And it's not exclusionary. It's just like, if you're going to be here, be nice.
Right.
You know? So it's changed my attitude also a bit as a business owner.
Awesome. Well, look, we'll get all the show notes up here on the retreat. We'll get a link directly to the sign up. I know you're only looking for 4 or 5 spots, but look out for Marc and what he's doing. We've been friends for 25 years, and there's a level of trust. Also, I know that when he puts on an event, whether it's a musician, as an executive, or as an experiential leader, that it's going to go off flawlessly, and it's going to be with compassion. So good to see you, brother. Appreciate everything, our friendship and guidance over the years. And you've helped me in many ways, and I want to reciprocate. So go Halo and go to Costa Rica, and I'll see you soon. Good stuff.
All right, brother.
Congrats. Appreciate it.
Thanks.